What's going on, everybody, and welcome back to Comic Breakdown. In this video, we are jumping into Immortal X-Men issue number 13. Now, as we get ready for the Hellfire Gala of 2023, whatever goes down is supposed to be big, and this issue of Immortal X-Men is only going to contribute to that. Now, this issue is hugely focusing around Cypher, the voice of Krakoa, because Cypher has watched, he has listened, from the depths of the pit to the Quiet Council itself. As Krakoa and Cypher have observed everything going on, they have remained the most quiet of the Quiet Council. But today, all of that is going to change. And if you guys are trying to get a glimpse at everything that's been going on before the Hellfire Gala arrives, I did put together a video. It's about 2 hours long. It's got X-Men Red, it's got Immortal X-Men, it's got X-Men, it's got X-Force, it's got Scarlet Witch. It's got a little bit of everything that's going to lead us up to the events that happened during the gala. I'll make sure that I leave a link for it down in the description as well as the top of this video. I highly recommend that you check it out if you want to get caught up on everything currently going on. Now, make sure you guys have subscribed to the channel, make sure that you like this video, and with that being said, let's dive into this breakdown. Alright gang, so as we dive into this issue, we are picking up at the Quiet Council. Like I said, this is hugely gonna focus on Cypher, so most of this comic is gonna be his narration. And currently, the Quiet Council, they are arguing over the release of the Sinister timeline. The world now knows about it. They know of the potential future where Sinister takes over everything. But while they bicker and argue, Cypher notices something. He notices the leaves, and Krakoa is able to sum all of this up with 2 words. It's fall. But this has nothing to do with the season. It has everything to do with mutant kind. It has everything to do with the fall of X. But as we continue on, the outside world knows about the Sinister timeline. And it's gone about how you would expect the world to take it. People are not happy. And to the world, it doesn't matter if it was just Sinister. Sinister was on the council. His sins are the council's sins. And while Emma Frost, she had gone to the UN on a personal mission, that didn't go well for her. And moreover, all the orders that Krakoa has been sending out, all of their medicines, everything that they sell, people are dropping them like flies. The problem with this, Krakoa is not a self-sustaining nation. They sell goods and they buy what they need. And so if their goods are not being bought, they cannot afford their little paradise. As it stands, the nation of Krakoa only has months left in the financial standpoint. And Emma Frost a little bit frustrated with this. When she originally joined up, she didn't join up so she could spend all day peering at graphs. At this point, Emma is irate. The whole situation. Sebastian Shaw not seeing this coming. Colossus and his ethics. But with Charles Xavier stepping in, trying to calm the situation down. But Selene doesn't make things any better. And Emma Frost, more than anything, wishes that she would have found out about this sooner. Found out about Selene coming onto the Quiet Council. Cause if she would have known about it, she would have ripped out her heart from the very start. She would have never given her a chance to even be voted onto the council. The way Xavier sees it, they keep to the rules. That is what matters. It shows that they are still who they are. But the way that Emma sees it, playing the good boy doesn't prove that you're not Sinister. That he doesn't have a hold of you. But with Destiny chiming in saying that none of this matters, while Selene should be gone, she is still on this council, reminding everybody of the laws that she broke. Now this has nothing to do with Orcus. Though Irene was wrong about that whole situation, Selene had attacked Krakoa. She desecrated the land. That is a sacred law, a sacred rule. And so in Destiny's mind, they should send another person down to the pit. And that person should be Selene. But Storm does chime in saying that this is not the time. That they must calm things down before they fall from the infighting. with 5 council members without a vote. They are about to tear themselves apart. She says that they must find a way to fix this council before everything falls. But Destiny continues on, saying that Selene should be thrown into the pit, or at the very least, thrown off of the council. And in this situation, Hope is siding with Destiny. Hope would be more than happy to put a bullet into Selene. At this point, Destiny is really throwing everything at the wall and just seeing what sticks, even going as far as talking about resurrection. That if Selene is back, there is a possibility that Sinister might have his claws in her. But she came back through magical methods. And this is when Exodus does his thing, immediately turning to Selene, and he gives her a devastating blow. Using his laser eyes, he almost instantly takes out Selene in this moment, as she begins to bleed out from her stomach. The way Exodus sees this, Selene dies. The 5 bring her back, she loses her vote. And with Selene making her attack, Exodus lets her know that you simply don't understand my power, that she cannot resist the true mutant divine, that he will separate every single molecule in her body and then scatter them to the 4 corners of existence, that there is nothing she can do to stop Exodus. And as he begins to break her apart, before he fully gets the opportunity, Storm comes to intervene. And so, up in the sky, we have Storm and we have Exodus, the 2 of them at a standoff. Exodus saying that he fights for Krakoa, and while Storm says that she also fights for Krakoa, that if the 2 of them are to fight, if they truly unleash their power, that would kill everybody on this island. And so Exodus decides to stand down, knowing the cost of the battle with Storm is too much, with Xavier saying that he went too far, that it was unacceptable. Exodus does admit that it was, but he asks, what can you do about it? Sabretooth you can put into the pit, Sinister, maybe Selene, but Exodus, Storm, if they so choose, they could govern themselves. They do not need to be governed. They cannot be controlled. That they only allow this to happen so that the utopia can happen. At one time, Exodus had laughed at the Iraqi people, but the people of Araco, they fully understand what war is. They understand that the only thing that truly matters is power, and those whose power means they cannot be controlled and choose not to be controlled. Those are the ones that must lead. That this whole time he has been fighting for Krakoa, but there is no Krakoa. They have compromised with the devil. They have invited snakes into the garden, as Exodus begins to have a mental breakdown, fully understanding the actions that they have done that has led to the downfall of society. And so Hope grabs hold of him and she goes for a walk, the 2 of them trying to walk this off, while everybody takes a break. This is where Cypher comes into play. He goes to have a talk with the professor. Now at first Charles is saying that he has a lot of work to do, that he doesn't have time for a little talk, not unless Krakoa has a message. And Krakoa does have a message. He's got a message from Krakoa, as in everybody on this island. Finally, somebody is stepping up and saying what needs to be said. He is telling Charles that you are tarnished, that you cannot save us, and every time you try, you are going to drag us all down. Telling Charles to read his mind because he has something prepared, that there are some things he should know. Asking Charles, have you noticed that the leaves on Krakoa, they are falling? And Cypher knows why. They have all been bad, mainly by trying to be good. Even Cypher admits that he is the one that let Moira go when Destiny and Mystique had schemed to kill her. But most of all, he hasn't been running the pit as Charles had wanted. Him, Emma, Exodus, Hope, and Sinister, they are the only ones who actually got the trapped feeling of nothingness. Everyone else, he gave them a psychic place to be, and Sabretooth had used that. It is why him and everyone he was with had escaped the pit, something that none of them knew until right this moment. He apologizes for betraying them, but he's not sorry that he did it. He knew that they viewed the pit as a glorified naughty step, but it's not, and it's simply never going to be. But Sabretooth getting out did change things. Everyone realized what the pit was and what they had done. Not everyone as in the Jeans and Scotts, or the people that could imagine themselves on the Quiet Council. The people like Cypher, the ones that don't go into combat, the mutants that they are trying to protect. They are a persecuted people. They know what bad government looks like, and that is exactly what the pit is. And then with the sinister timeline, with Beast going completely out of control, people no longer believe in Krakoa. And Krakoa, the island, it feeds off of everybody else. The island has become sick because of this, that they need to be good or nothing. That right now they are a sick country, and it is only making them more sick. With Charles taking off his helmet, he says that he didn't want this, that it had to be a compromise. Moira's experience showed purity failed, and so he bent it in so many ways. Mutant separatism, mutant essentialism. These are ideas, the concepts that he despised. His work has always been that mutants are humans, and he had gone along with all of these tactics. Exodus, he is correct in a way. If they are bound together, they could survive, but it is all a lie. And while it was a useful lie, now that Max is dead, Moira betrayed them, Apocalypse had left. He believed that it was all up to him. But Cypher is letting him know that you can't do it, that you must let go. The only question, can you let go? Because if you can't, all of this is done. And so as we pick up at the Quiet Council meeting a little bit later, Xavier has come with a proposition. They have all failed. The council's authority is now bankrupt. What they are going to do is announce the Quiet Council being disbanded at this year's Hellfire Gala, getting rid of the old management, and promise that a new one, it will be better. They knew that many people would object to this, and so only a select few were even told that this is gonna happen. That way there was no time to debate, there was no time for any chance schemes or something stupid. This is going to be a decision that is going to stick, no matter what Selene has to say or Mystique or anybody else. And Hope has already talked to the Five. They are going on strike until they agree to this regime change. And while Exodus definitely has some words to say about this, that is where Cypher chimes in, saying that this is not perfect, but it's not nothing. This is an evolution. That maybe what they buy today is a chance to evolve. They continue going on about human thinking, but believing that they could build a utopia from scratch and all of it go perfectly. That is the most human thinking of all. That history is full of fallen utopias, put together by those who thought themselves entirely unprecedented. But he tells Exodus that he's right, that they are not a people, and they never had a chance to be a people. They are just people, singular and alone. That they must find a way to be otherwise. That maybe they can be the Krakoa that they always wanted to be. With Cypher going on to say that he moves to dissolve the council, asking if there are any objections. There are none. This is when Krakoa speaks up, and before Cypher can say anything, Krakoa grabs hold of him and it sucks him down into the ground. The members of the former Quiet Council, they begin to panic, not knowing what's going on or what is happening. Hope, while she has the opportunity, she talks to Krakoa, borrowing powers from Doug before it is too late and she can no longer do so. And what Krakoa says is that Doug must be protected, asking what he must be protected from. Before they are able to get an answer, the powers are gone. Doug has been put somewhere that he cannot be accessed. Somewhere safe, they are all assuming. Asking what Destiny sees. She sees nothing. She sees a blinding white nothing. That at some point they have made a mistake. And Emma Frost goes on to say that they have made way more than just one. And that will be the end of this issue. So let me know what you guys think down in the comments. Alright, so this finally happened. The Quiet Council, for the first time in a very long time, did something smart. They recognized that they were the problem. Now, it took Cypher to do this. But finally, we are seeing that these guys are all off the council. The council is being disbanded. And while we don't really know what's going to happen next, we don't know what the next ruling class will be, we don't even know how governing is going to work moving forward. This is probably the best thing that they could have done. Now, it does come at the worst time. Orcus is getting ready to mount their attack. The fall of X is just on the horizon. And while mutant kind is completely unaware of this, for the first time in a long time, the Quiet Council is doing something for its people. Not for the interests of themselves or to hold on to power. But like I said, it's come at the worst time, because Krakoa is about to need leadership. And so if there is not some kind of governing force that is in place when the Hellfire Gala does arrive, when the devastation hits, when whatever is going to happen happens, how will everybody react moving forward? Either way, this is 100% what I have been waiting for. Cypher has been watching and waiting, and even he admits his faults when it comes to Sabretooth and the Exiles, when it comes to not listening to the Pit. But Doug was the only one that could really get through to Xavier, to have them understand that you guys have failed all of us. And the more you try, the harder you press, the more you guys mess up. That maybe there's a chance for this society to move forward. Maybe there's a chance for them to be a people. But to do so, the Quiet Council, they had to be gone. They had to be disbanded. There was too much power consolidated between them. There were too many lies, too many secrets, too much of everything. And so not only do we expect a brand new X-Men team, we are also expecting a brand new Quiet Council. That's of course if mutant kind even makes it through the Hellfire Gala, because once the gala hits, we have no idea what is going to happen and how it's going to go down. But man, was this issue freaking revealing. This is a step in the right direction for all mutant kind. But now, is it already too late? Have they already gone too far? Are the pieces on the chessboard already in a position where Krakoa is screwed no matter what they do? Let me know your thoughts, let me know your theories. If you would like to get completely caught up on everything going on with Immortal X-Men, go ahead, check out the link in my description as well as the top of this video. It will get you completely caught up on everything going on with this story. If you would like to support the channel, you can always do so by joining the channel membership. Much like Patreon, having multiple different tiers, from $1 to $50, from loyalty badges to comics every single month. Not only are you helping out the channel tremendously, but you are getting tons of perks in the process. Now, if you are unable to do this, do me a favor, subscribe to the channel, like this video, hit that notification bell, and with that being said, until the next breakdown.